my name's Trevor, and in this video we're going to be going over the basics of audio delay effects, also known as echo effects. As always, when we talk about audio, please wear your headphones so that you can hear all the small changes that we are making. On the screen in front of us, we are looking at basically what a delay effect is doing. On the top here, we have a delay effect with a small amount of feedback, and on the bottom, we have a delay effect with a larger amount of feedback applied. So you have your original signal, and then your initial delay, and then your delay feedbacks are much quieter behind that on the hits. On a delay that you have a higher amount of feedback, your original is here, your delay, your first initial delay is there, and then your delay feedback is going to be a lot louder starting and then slowly die off later on. On a delay that has a smaller percentage of feedback, your initial delay is going to be louder and your feedback is going to be much quieter right away. So today we're going to be using a Waves H delay to show you the basic controls of a delay effect plugin. So on this plugin, we have our delay, what notes we are going to be setting them in, 8th note, 16th note, quarter note, half note, whole note or one bar, all the way down to 1/64th. In T you have triplets, and then D you have dotted. So we'll start at 1/8 just to have a starting point. We have our feedback. So if we put no feedback, we're just going to get that initial hit, the original, and the first delay, but no feedback trail with that. We have our wet-dry mix, which we are using this on a send, so it is going to be 100% wet. If you're putting this directly on a channel, you're going to want to adjust your wet-dry amount. Output, we're going to set it 0. It does have a couple analog channels on it, so you can get some analog noise with it. It does have modulation, we might get into a little bit later. We have a high pass and a low pass filter. We have a lo-fi, and we have a tap to time. 120 BPM, you can set that in milliseconds, you can set it to your host, or you can set it to BPM, which would be what the tap to time is. We have a phase inversion on the left side, a phase inversion on the right side, and a ping pong. And again, we will go into all of those. Just to start, we're going to be playing this on just a kick drum, just a single hit to hear what the delay plugin is actually doing. Without any delay, this is what we're going to hear. And it's just going to keep going, repeat. That is what we're going to be listening to today. So if we turn on the plugin and we're at an 8th note, 0% feedback, 100% wet, and nothing else, this is what it's going to sound like. So you hear that second hit. So if we increase the BPM, this is what it will sound like. Go up to 180. You can see that delay came in a lot faster. If we decrease the BPM, go down to 60. Comes in a lot slower than the initial 120. Same thing if we go up to a quarter note. Going to come in later than the 8th note. So if we go into our feedback now, and we start with a little bit of feedback, you can hear that trail. So you have the kick, the initial delay, and then the trail that dies off really quick. Larger amount of feedback. So you can hear how if we have a large amount of feedback, our original is normal, our delay, first delay is normal, and our feedback delay goes down at a slower rate. It's a lot louder on those delay tails. Versus if we have a delay with a smaller amount of feedback. So you can hear how quickly that delay dies out. The original is still loud, that first delay is still loud, but then the delay feedback dies out very fast. So as we're dealing with delay feedback, it's important to not have it too short or too long. So I have 2 kick samples here that are spaced out. So I'll let you guys listen to that, and then we'll put the plugin on and see what it sounds like with it too short, the correct amount, or too long. No effects whatsoever. Okay. This is a short delay tail. A small amount of feedback. So you can hear how it dies out before that next kick comes in. Where if we put on one that's too long, it just doesn't die out, and every time still going. It just doesn't die out, and every time that kick hits, it just brings it back up louder and louder and louder. So right there, it's dying out before that next kick hit, but it's lasting a nice long trail. And again, you wouldn't really use this on a kick. I just wanted to use it on a kick so that you can hear each of the delays and how they're working. Let's go up to a quarter note. Now we might be a little long on that one. So the higher the note, the longer the time in between each hit is going to be. So if we go up to a half note, that one we would definitely have to bring that feedback down. And we'll go all the way down to a 64th note. So you can see .32nd note. .16th. So now we're going to go over a couple different options we have on this plugin, which is the lo-fi, our ping pong, phase inversion left, phase inversion right, high pass, and low pass filter. So on the single kick, we are going to turn on ping pong, and we'll be able to see what that sounds like. So you can hear how it kind of made a stereo left-right movement. So that's what ping pong does. We can go up to a quarter with it. So you can really hear that left-right movement. We can go phase inversion on the left. Phase inversion on the right. If you have headphones on, you can kind of hear that it's directing the sound either left or right on that phase flip. And then lo-fi. Lo-fi off. Lo-fi on. So then we have our high pass. And low pass. This is really helpful with vocals, not getting any of that low end coming back through, or the super top end coming back through as well on those delay feedbacks. So now let's hear it on a vocal, and this is the vocal dry, no effects.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
So we'll keep it what we're at.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
So you can hear it's echo. We have it way too loud for this situation, so I'm going to turn it down until we find a good position for it.
Just say the word and I'll be there. Just say the word and I'll be there.
That's a pretty good volume for it. Let's go ahead and turn on ping pong.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
So again, you can hear that stereo effect happening.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
Turn that off and we'll go phase inversion.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
Turn that off. Let's go lo-fi.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
That really pushes that echo effect backwards in the mix. Makes it sit a little further back. That's pretty nice. One more time, normal.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
And let's pull out some of those highs, and we'll pull out some of the lows.
Just say the word and I'll be there. Just say the word and I'll be there.
Back to what it was.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
And I'm boost it so we can really hear the difference.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
Get rid of the lows. Let's get rid of the highs.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
So there aren't any like S's or T's that are really sticking out in this one, but if they are, the filters will definitely help that. And last but not least, let's do lo-fi, ping pong, and let's turn it back to where we were.
Just say the word and I'll be there.
That helps that sit back pretty nicely in that. And again, in a mix, it would even sit further back behind the vocal. And that is the basic controls of an audio delay effect. So now we're going to jump into some live audio mixing consoles and be able to see the delay effects that they have on them. So starting off with the X32, we have a stereo delay. We have our factors, quarter note, half note, for our left and our right. We have the feedback, low cut, high cut, input, low cut, high cut, and then our BPM or milliseconds of delay. Okay, on the Allen and Heath Avantis, we have another stereo delay effect where we can tap the left and the right separate. We have filters for our feedback amount, if we're in BPM or millisecond mode, and then input filters as well so that we can pull out the low end before the delay even comes in. Sticking with Allen and Heath, we have the SQ7, and again, we have the exact same tap delay with the filters, our feedback filter, and our left and our right delay. Moving over to the Yamaha DM3, we have a left delay and a right delay, our feedback gain left, feedback gain right, high pass filter, low pass filter, and then what note we are in, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, dotted and tripled as well. And on the Yamaha DM7, we have a stereo delay. You can select your note for the left and for the right, BPM, mix balance, delay left, delay right in milliseconds, feedback gain left, feedback gain right, high pass filter, and low pass filter. And on Waves LV1, you can use any of the Waves delay plugins right inside the console. You can always use Waves plugins on Super Rack with any of the other consoles that we just talked about. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope this gives you more confidence in using delays in your mix. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos about audio mixing.